Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at the Mark of Athena, Chapter 4, continuing things from Annabeth's perspective. And wow, does this chapter get crazy! It's pretty long, but it starts with Annabeth and Raina just walking. And Annabeth, Raina starts to tell Annabeth how weird it is for people to think of a daughter of Athena, because Minerva, they say, is a maiden goddess, meaning she never got married, she never had children, she always stayed without any children or husband or anything. She's a maiden goddess. So for the Romans, Minerva doesn't have children, just like in the other series, there's a goddess Artemis, but there's it's really really hard for them to think about that, and so that's a little weird even for Annabeth trying to explain how children of Athena are born from like her mind, kind of, not like a normal way children are born, and so she can't really explain it, but there's this feeling of like, oh, that's really weird. And then we can see why a little bit, why Athena is considered scandalous, because Minerva doesn't have any children. She doesn't have any husband or anything. And so it's a little bit different. Now, as they're walking, Reina summons the dogs over. And we know that if someone lies while the dogs are there, the dogs will attack them because the dogs can tell when someone's telling the truth. So, but Annabeth doesn't know this. Reina asks her a question. Did Ella, the harpy, or I can't remember what, I think harpy, a harpy, did Ella the harpy give a prophecy? Now, Annabeth could lie, or she could tell the truth, which she thinks it was a prophecy. But she chooses to say it sounded, she tells kind of half truth, because Annabeth honestly doesn't know. She says it sounded like a prophecy to me, and the dogs don't attack her, and so Raina knows, okay, I guess you're telling the truth. It's a good thing you're telling the truth, but she doesn't know. She doesn't tell Annabeth about the dogs or anything. As they're walking, Annabeth is like, have we met before? I feel like we know each other. Raina tells a story of how when Annabeth was really young, I think this is like book 2 of the original series, Annabeth ended up meeting Circe and Raina and her sister, and it was Percy and Annabeth that caused their home to be destroyed and everything. And so kind of Raina kind of shares that a little bit. But then Raina asks Annabeth, tell me your story. Convince me that you're here on peace and that this mission can work. And so Annabeth just shares everything. I ran away from home when I was 7. I met these 2 great friends, Luke and Jason's sister Talia. And we traveled around, we had adventures. I met Percy. And she gives us everything about the Titan War. And there's a few things she doesn't share about bad dreams and like her fight with her mom, stuff like that. But she just really shares everything about herself. It's like, this is who I am, and I think this plan will work. But Raina's not that sure. Okay, Annabeth, I trust you. I trust that this is what you think is the best option. But I don't know if it will work because Greeks and Romans, they've always fought with each other. And I don't know if we can cooperate. In fact, in Rome, there's something that keeps us fighting each other. We don't know what that is yet because Raina didn't get finish her explanation. But something about the Mark of Athena, which we get into here next, is that when Raina was younger and she was on Circe's island, a boy had washed up, and he was a son of Athena, and he had failed his quest, and he was crazy, and he just kept saying the prophecy that Ella had said earlier. And we kind of have some hints that Annabeth now has to go on this quest, and it's very dangerous, and she can die. But it has something to do with Athena and the reason why the Greeks and the Romans don't like each other and why they keep fighting. It's not just Greek and Roman. There's something magical, maybe, that's going on, some kind of problem. And it looks like Annabeth is going to have to solve it. As they're talking, suddenly, boom! An explosion goes off back in town. They look over, and there's treachery. Raina, the dogs come out quickly, and Raina's like, what's going on? Annabeth's like, I have no idea what's going on. And she's telling the truth because the dogs don't attack her. So Raina says, well, okay, at least you know there wasn't supposed to be a treachery, but there is treachery, and someone will pay. Someone will be punished. And then they run off to try to figure out what's going on. Now, during this time, there is all sorts of chaos going on. Whoa, come back there. I thought I had one more part there about confusion. Annabeth kind of runs to try to find Piercy. There's Jason and Piper, and all the Roman soldiers and citizens are going crazy. They don't have any weapons, so they're throwing plates, and they're throwing food, and they're throwing chairs, and they're really trying to hurt and kill, the heroes. Jason has like blood dripping down his head. He's trying to protect Piper. Piper's yelling and trying to use her charm speak. There's a point where someone throws a brick and it hits Jason in the head and he falls down. And the crowd runs forward because they're going to get Jason and Piper. And then Piper's, get away! She uses her charm speak and everyone goes, woof! And they all kind of fall down because their charm speak was so powerful. But it's not going to hold them forever. Piercy's using water to kind of push and blast people away. Frank and Hazel are trying to calm people down. Leo is on the boat, and Octavian's climbing down a ladder. I mean, all sorts of stuff is going on. People try to capture Annabeth, but she ducks and dodges and rolls and gets to Piercy, and oh man, things are going crazy. Well, Piercy asks Frank and Hazel for help. Hazel jumps on Arian and starts running around and pushing the crowd back and distracting people. Piper and Jason are hurt and the crowd's about ready to capture them, but Piercy asks Frank for help, and Frank's like, okay, I'm gonna help him. He changes into a dragon and just runs through the crowd, rescues Piper and Jason, brings them to the boat. Piercy and Annabeth climb up the rope after they throw Octavian down. They get onto the boat. Leo is like, destroy them all. Destroy them all. His eyes are like glossed over, means kind of like he's not seeing anything, like they're shiny. And Piercy knocks him out. Annabeth takes control of the ship, and she doesn't know how to control the ship, but she knows how to make it go up. And so she's like, I don't know if she's like shaking the Wii remote or pushing a button, but the ship goes woo, straight up into the clouds. Whew. Oh, so Frank lands on the top with Jason and Piper. Probably changes back to himself. Hazel says, send me a message. I'll meet up with you guys later. Vocabulary. I only have 2 vocabulary words here, so if there's extras, please write them down in the comments or just write them down so we can talk about them. Because there could be more. First one is scathing. Scathing is like hot. If you touch something on the stove, it's scathing. It'll burn you. And so when Annabeth had a fight with her mother said some really hard or hurtful something mean that it kind of burned. Not for real, but just the way it sounded kind of hurt and burned Annabeth's heart. Her scathing words. Coalesced is gathering together, joining. When Leo starts shooting off all these things and blowing up parts of Rome, the Romans get together to fight against Jason, Piercy, Piper, Annabeth, and Leo, not Frank and Hazel, I don't think. And those are the only 2 words I had. Discussion question here. What happened to Leo? Oh man, you guys know Leo's like maybe one of my, if not my favorite character in this series. Oh man, he's so funny. I love him so much. What happened to him? What happened to our buddy? Oh, I can't wait for our next chapter. Leo's story, Leo's perspective. We get to hear from his side what went on. Oh man, Leo. What do you think happened to Leo? Why was he acting the way he was, and why was he doing the things he did? Of course, please make your own discussion question. Please make your own discussion question, all right? Think about the chapter. Think about what we read and talked about. Make your own question. That is all the time that we have for today. But thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.